Hey friends, Shay here. Again, you'll have to forgive my voice. I am still a little bit sick. So today we are here with my digital jail manga recs. So these are all titles that are only available digitally. They are not physically printed in the US. So they are stuck in only available digitally, and I'm really sad that they're only available digitally. So if you want to recommend things for publishers like Kodansha to go and physically publish, this is your list. So let's go ahead and dive in right here. So first up is one of my favorite series I started last year, and that is Boss Bride Days. This is a high school age mafia why choose. It's not super sexual at this point, so I'm really enjoying myself. It's full of shenanigans. Essentially, we have this girl who goes out of her way to help this older man, and what she doesn't know is he is the boss of a Yakuza family. And so he chooses her to be the woman who will be the arm of the future successor of this family. And so there are 3 boys available for the succession, and so they have to win her over. I would love it if they all ended up together in the end of this one. But again, it's Japan. That's a lot to ask. We're just barely starting to get poly-style relationships. I would love it if this went poly. Like, no arguments here. Because she has connections with all of them. I'm okay if she ends up with 2 of them. If she ended up with either of them, if it was just one choice, I would be fine with that. If she ends up with the 3rd, I'll be angry because they really just aren't a good match. He's too selfish for her. Like, he would take too much from her, so I don't like them together. But overall, I really enjoy this one, and I would recommend checking this one out. It's got 12 or 13 volumes out now, so it's definitely got a lot for you to sink your teeth into. They're fairly short volumes. They read really quickly. I really enjoy them. The next one I have here is a canceled series, so it did end quickly, so it's done at 6 volumes, and that is Love After World Domination. I talk about this a lot in my best manga of the year, so I will talk about it there, but this is a really cute story about the villainess and the Red Ranger having a romance. It's really cute. I will leave that video to explain more about it, but yes. The next one I have here is one of my favorite josei series from last year, and that is Matcha Made in Heaven. So in Matcha Made in Heaven, this is a story where a woman, she ends up calling off an engagement. She moves back home, and this guy comes to chase her down. So she says that she is now engaged to the man that's helping her brother run their family's matcha farm. And things go from there. He ends up being like, nope, you still have to play my fiance. And it ends up being their relationship. The niece of the female main character ends up playing a bigger role because she ends up being around a lot more because the dad is always busy. And so our female lead and the male lead end up watching her quite a bit, and they have a really sweet relationship all together. I really love it. And I cannot get enough of Matcha Made in Heaven. Like, the second those volumes are out, I fork out the big bucks and get my grubby little hands on them because I love it so much. The next one I have here is another completed series, and that is Changes of Heart. This is a down and dirty, smutty series, so if that's not your thing, this won't be for you. But for me, I really loved this one. This is a childhood friends turned lovers situation where they both had mutual pining when they were younger, but the timing was always off. Like, whenever one of them felt the courage to say something, the other one had just gotten in a relationship and things like that. But it gets to a point where all of a sudden they're both single. And so the guy says, well, why don't we try sleeping together? And they do, and it's fireworks. And so they kind of then have to go back in reverse and kind of date each other. And it's cute. I really enjoyed it. The 9th volume is kind of a bonus story with the side character you get attached to. But the canon story ends in volume 8. And I really loved it all the way through. I think it's all worth it. The next one I have here is a marriage of convenience story in How to Grill Our Love. So in How to Grill Our Love, we find this couple that recently starts dating. They're getting along really well, and the guy ends up with a work transfer. And they don't want to break up, so they decide to get married. So essentially they're just living with each other on the weekends, and they kind of rotate going back and forth to each other's places. They spend more time out in the countryside at his bigger place than they do in the city at hers. But it ends up being this really cute, kind of quirky romance, all centered around barbecue grilling. And I love it. It just makes me smile. It makes me happy. It makes me hungry. And it does everything it's supposed to. This is really cute. Again, lower steam because they're, long distance married at this point. So it'll be interesting to see how things continue to progress with them. The next one I have here is Boss Wife. So in Boss Wife, this is a Yakuza-based story where this woman had one love that she worked with, and all of a sudden he disappeared. Things are going really bad with her family. Her dad owns a huge debt. Someone comes to collect, and it ends up being this love of hers. And he says, "You're now going to be my wife." And he was always doing this to protect her. And the way he is so gone for her is the sweetest thing ever. But he's trying to change his Yakuza family along the process. He wants to change how they work, change how they operate, help them go straight. And so it's really, really good, and I really enjoyed it. And then the next one is Koigakubo-kun, Stole My First Time. I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name. So this is an office romance. It's an older heroine, younger hero situation. He's like 23. She's about 30. She's a virgin. Like, she doesn't know anything about love. And so they embark on this journey to teach her. But he ends up going gaga for her way faster than he even thought he would. And it's really sweet and really cute. I really love their dynamic and how they realistically look at what an age gap romance in your early, like when someone's in their early 20s would look like. And it's like, you want to go out with your friends all the time. I don't. I want to stay home. And so you see them deal with all these things. And so it's really well done. I really appreciate everything that's happening here. I believe 5 volumes are out in English so far, but I'm really, really loving it. The next one I have here is Mr. Bride. Mr. Bride is the domestic hero, working woman romance. They technically both work at the same company, but he loves all the domestic things. Like, he basically was the mom in his house. So he was used to doing all the cooking, doing all the cleaning. And so they inadvertently end up living together, and then it's their romance. And it's really, really cute. I really love it. I really appreciate everything that's being discussed here. As a woman who doesn't naturally lean towards being domestic, this one speaks to me a whole lot, and about finding a partner who will help you pick up the slack in the areas where you don't feel like you're strong enough. And it's great. I love it so much. Would definitely recommend that one. The next one I have here is A Kiss with a Cat. This one is a really sweet shoujo series in which this cute little black cat comes into this girl's life, and she ends up giving it a kiss, and it becomes this very naked boy. And it's their romance, and I really, really love it. I think it's super sweet and super cute, and the way that he's just kind of gone for her because she treats him so well in his cat form says a lot, and he's very drawn to her. It's just cute. I have a good time. It's been a minute since I've read this first volume, but I would definitely recommend checking this one out. The next one is We're New at This. This is a newly married couple who are trying to bridge the gap in their physical relationship and are initially in the beginning of these because they were long distance dating for a long time, but they never just took that next step. And now that they're married, they feel this pressure to take that next step. So it's really fun to watch them kind of debate things and take their time before they start taking those steps. And it's just a really fun marriage series. I really enjoy it because there's a lot more going on. Like, she works at a high school, and you see the high school kids like rooting for them to figure it out. And he's kind of oblivious to things, and they're just really cute. I really, really like them. I need to go back and read more of this one. I've read the first 9 volumes. Then we have a completed series that I really want physically, and that is Ran the Peerless Beauty by Amitsu. This is the quiet, soft girl and the boy with a heart of gold who secretly loves flowers romance, and I love them. The art in this is stunning. The way that these two come together is really, really sweet, and I just am obsessed. And would definitely double dip and pick them up all physically as well. And then the last one I have here is Our Precious Conversations. This is by the same mangaka that does My Little Monster, but essentially we have this girl who all of a sudden confesses to her crush, and he is like, well, no, I can't reciprocate your feelings because I don't know you. And so they go on this journey through small conversations of getting to know one another, and it's really sweet and really cute. And you see him get to a point where he starts to have feelings for her, and he doesn't know what to do. He's like, what the heck? I don't know what I'm going to do now because I've already rejected this girl. So how am I going to make this work? And so it's really sweet. I really love it. It makes me smile every time. So with that said, those are all of my digital jail manga that I would love for you all to go and check out. If you're here just because you love me, leave me the masked up smiley emoji for my sickness, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.